Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Chad here, back with BetHubb.com. Today we're breaking down the recent news with Lance Armstrong, as today he announced that he'll be stepping down as the president of Livestrong, the foundation that he created to raise all that money for cancer research and try to help people live healthier and better overall lifestyles. And at the heels of that, Nike decided to drop him as one of their main sponsors. And to me, this just further indicates that he is guilty as charged when it comes to all the doping allegations that have been placed on him throughout the last number of years. I've gone on several rants explaining why I believe that he is guilty, and today just further backs it up. Because at the end of the day here, if he really felt deep down inside that he wasn't guilty of what's being put in front of him in terms of the charges and the accusation, he would fight back. He would have some resistance instead of just accepting things for the way that they are. And when you factor in that about a week ago, there was a 1,000-page report prepared by the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency stating that he put together one of the most elaborate, detailed, and extremely well configured plans to hide all of the doping that he'd been doing throughout the years, I think there's a ton of merit to it. Because someone like Lance Armstrong, who claims to have a lot of integrity and pride, and I definitely do believe that's the case, you don't overcome what he did from an illness standpoint, with the cancer he did, to come back and fight and be as strong as he was at his sport and profession, and then just whittle away and not come and argue this. That's not the DNA and the makeup of a man that's accomplished what he has. So to me, that indicates that he is guilty. And what drives me nuts about all this here today is the fact that everybody goes, oh, it doesn't really matter because everybody else in cycling was doing it as well. Yes, I agree with that. From a pure athletic and competition standpoint, I don't really care, because at the end of the day, they wouldn't even know who to give the second place, the person who is second place, third, or whatever they may be, the actual first place, if those titles become vacant. You might have to go 85, 90 cyclists deep down on that list because they were all doped up. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a level playing field. There is nothing wrong with that whatsoever. It's entertainment, it's sports, people want to see the best, and if these athletes are willing to risk their lives for it in the long run, then so be it. I have no issue with it. My problem is the fact that he continues to lie and vehemently denies it. And I know that you could say, well, why is Lance Armstrong being picked on? How come other guys that lie about it aren't getting ripped the same way like you are to him, Chad? And it has nothing to do with the fact that maybe he's more publicly known than others and the fact that he has broken history. It's just the fact that I believe he is sending across a very contradictory message in terms of the way he lives his life. And that's not good when he is trying to go out there and say to people that he wants to help them with cancer and everything, which is fantastic. You cannot take away any of that. But the bottom line here is we can all sit here and value and applaud him for creating everything with Livestrong that he did. But at the same point in time, is there not any merit put on someone just telling the honest truth and having some integrity and some loyalty to who they are as a person and just admitting it to the public instead of running away from it? I don't know what you guys value more in life. Yes, it's fantastic when people raise money for a cause, but one of the key attributes and personality traits I look for in a human being to determine what they really are is honesty and integrity. And I can't say that Lance Armstrong has any when he continues to run away from these situations and refuses to admit it. Just come out and admit it. No one will care because we all know you're guilty anyways. Just be a man about it. That's all I'm asking for. So that's why I know that a lot of people want to say it doesn't really matter because his career's over with and why is the finger being pointed at him, and look at what he did for all this stuff with the cancer research and all that. Yeah, it's great, but still, it doesn't make up for the fact that he lied. It doesn't make up for the fact that he did one thing that was so tremendous for society that will ignore something else that isn't a great attribute to have. So that's my biggest issue with all of it, because at the end of the day here, he would have some sort of defamation lawsuit against the U.S. Doping Agency, or even going back to someone like a Floyd Landis who tried to spill the beans on ABC Dateline a few years ago if he really felt that none of these accusations were true. The bottom line is you got caught, Lance. I'd like to see you have the balls to step up and admit that. That's all I'm asking for. And I really just don't think it's too much, and I know that my opinions may differ from most of the people here in terms of what they look for in him. And if he really cared that much about, his Livestrong and preaching all that, why would he step down? If you're that adamant and still living the healthy lifestyle, it's not like you can't be guilty of even using steroids and still helping other people live healthy lifestyles. Maybe you can use that as a teaching point, a learning point. Say, you know what, maybe this isn't the healthiest way to do it. Or maybe it is, to overcome certain injuries and perform at a high level and prove that, you know what, maybe you can go live a good life after the fact if you use doping. It's not the end of the world. It's not like the guy is using crack cocaine and putting himself on the streets. My, oh my. It's like an overreaction to how bad this stuff is in the first place. You guys understand where I'm coming from. That's my rant about this whole Lance Armstrong thing. Chad here, BetHubb.com. And I know that cycling is not really a sport that we wager on, but you know what? Check our site. We might have some cycling lines up for the Tour de France next year. And if not that, we have betting options for all the major sports and some of the smaller ones when they have the major events out there. So check out the link below. It's BetHubb.com. Sign up today. Get your bonus thrown into your account for all first-time users. You can create your own lines on sports. You can challenge your friends. It's a fun website. There's a lot of interaction. It's got that social media Facebook layout to it. I strongly suggest you guys get on board and check out what's going on over there.